Morning students, so this is video 3. We will deal with collective bargaining. So we will see what is the definition of collective bargaining. Here I have written two definition, whichever you find it easier you can by heart that and you can write that. Okay. So collective bargaining is a process of negotiation between the employers and a group of employees aimed at reaching arguments to regulate working conditions. The interests of the employees are commonly presented by representatives of a trade union to which the employees belong. So as I read, I think you should have understood. So collective bargaining is nothing but collective group of people, So they tend to bargain on various policies that they have. It can be on various matters where a leader or a trade union, they have a group of employees together and they have a trade union leader who would be representing the employees and he will be bargaining with the employer. So that is called as collective bargaining. So collective bargaining is a process of negotiation. They negotiate between employers and a group of employees aimed at reaching agreements. So during the process of this negotiation, they will make sure that they will reach to a particular decision, agreement to regulate proper working conditions. So why are they negotiating? Certain rules and regulations or policies which are given by the employers may not be as fitting, for the benefit of the employees. So making sure that they negotiate and in both the terms they agree. They say that it should not be a loss for the employer as well as for the employee. So they decide, they make a decision and they come to a conclusion. Okay, so the interest of the employees are commonly presented by representative of a trade union. As I told you, there will be a leader and he will be representing the whole employee group. Okay, so next definition is the collective agreements reached by these negotiations usually set out wage scales. So if you see, the negotiation might happen on various things like wage scale. Wage is nothing but salary, wage scale, then working hours, training, health and safety, overtime, grievance mechanisms, rights to participate in workplace or company affairs. So the negotiation can happen on all these areas. Okay, so that's the second definition. Okay, so the term collective bargaining was first used in 1891 by Beatrice Webb. Okay, a person called as Beatrice Webb, who is a founder of the field of industrial relations in Britain. Okay, so this person belonged to Britain. So it was started for the first time, introduced by Beatrice Webb, in the year 1891. Okay, so this person is said to be the founder of the field of industrial relations in Britain. Okay, next we will see the objectives. So what are the objectives of this collective bargaining? So collective bargaining, in short, we can write as CB here, but not in the exam. Okay, so to provide an opportunity to the workers to voice their problems on issues related to employment. So when we have this kind of bargaining, it becomes easy to raise, their problems and it can be sorted out. Okay, to arrive at an agreement on wages and other conditions of employment. Okay, so in the work, wages means sometimes they are daily salaried. So they can negotiate on this and they can come to an agreement to protect the interest of nurse employees through collective action. So for nurse also is beneficial. So anything that the management has given or the head has decided with the policies or certain rules and regulations, or it can be regarding the salary of the nurse, or double duty when they do, if they are not paying them, or how much they are paying them according to the hourly basis. So we will be able to bring forward the issues that we are facing, and we can actually expect some kind of reduction or some kind of increment, that can happen in the salaries. So that happens only when you put up a question and ask to clarify or bargain. Okay, next is to negotiate voluntarily, yielding some concession and sacrifices by both parties. So voluntarily, they come Okay, so one person goes, the other person will bring the other person. So it is voluntary where people are willing to come forward and deal with the problem. So here sometimes when they are doing negotiation, both the side parties, they should be able to sacrifice. Okay, for example, if the management says that 6 a.m. will be morning shift, okay, but then the nurses say that 6 a.m. is a little hard, we cannot do it, so make it 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock again, it's a problem, right, for the night duty nurses. Okay, so they will have a long shift. So whereby both the side they can make, you know, sacrifices and say, okay, not 6 a.m., not 8 a.m., but we can have it at 7 a.m. Okay, so sometimes they should be able to sacrifice on both the sides when they are negotiating, to bargain from a position of strength without exploiting the weakness. So we should, you know, not touch the weaker points, but then from the strength area we should be able to obtain, or we should be able to bargain, understanding that it is your higher authority or the management, okay, which is doing, and in your strength of representing the whole nurses, make sure that you give mutual respect. Mutual respect is being maintained, and we should reach out from the strength. Okay, we should not point out any of the weakness of the other party. Okay, and not you even yourself showing as very weak, no. Okay, so when you represent the party, you should also be strong enough, okay, and not going there and crying, okay, and not doing that. Be strong, and then yes, talk what are the solutions that you can give, or don't point out their weakness. You're always like this, you will never understand, nothing like that. So stand in the strength, and you should be able to respect mutually, and we should negotiate or bargain to resolve the differences between us, employees and management through negotiation. If there is any kind of differences that is being identified, then it can be again negotiated. Okay, to resolve and prevent all conflicts and disputes in a mutually agreeable manner through mutually signed contract. So once when you bargain, once when they have agreed, make sure that you sign a mutual contract, because people can change their words. So make sure that you get an agreement done by getting their signature then and there. Okay, and then to ensure participation of trade union. So trade union also should come. When you have group of nurses together and you are representing, you will be there, and your members also should be there to facilitate reaching solution that is acceptable to all the parties involved. So whatever solutions you give, whatever you are trying to talk or convey, it should be in an acceptable form. Don't go just opposite, you know, to the extreme end. Okay, so that doesn't make sense. Okay, then to develop a conducive atmosphere to foster good organization relations, make sure mutual respect to be maintained, to enhance the productivity of the organization by preventing strike. So if you're not doing, we will go for strike. All this should be, you know, avoided, strikes, lockout, etc. To have a peaceful coexistence for the mutual benefit and progress, because if you go for strike and other things, it will also affect you, right? So you will be affected, your group will be affected, patients will be affected, and management will be affected. So not going to the extreme level, but make sure that you work and get your work done. Okay, so these are the various objectives. That's why they have negotiation. So when they have negotiation, they know that okay, they will hear this and they will try to settle this. Okay, next we will go to characteristics of collective bargaining. When we say CB, then what are the various characteristics that are to be kept in mind? So already we have seen collective. Okay, it is a collective, it is not an individual oriented, but group of people coming and negotiating. Then you have the strength. Okay, so you should be, you know, focus from the strength or from the strongest point view of yours. You have to put it forward to your, you know, management. Voluntary. So as we have seen, it is a voluntary basis they come. It is not forced by anybody. If everyone wants advantage, then they should be able to come voluntarily. Okay, and then formal. It is done in formal setup, flexible. So adjustment between the two parties. There are, you know, sacrifices, or both the parties should be flexible, and it leads to the improvement in IPR, maintaining IPR in good human relations and in the productivity. Okay, then representation. There should be a good representation. So as I told you, as a group, though it is a collective one, but still we have a group representing. Okay, we have a leader representing. dynamic, right? It is forceful, in the sense it is, active. Okay, so when we say collective bargaining, it is not lethargic. Okay, but then here we see that it is a dynamic action, okay, taken. Then it is a continuous process and by party process. Two people are involved, the employer as well as the employee, the management and the workers. Okay, so these are the various characteristics of collective bargaining. Next we will go to collective bargaining members. So who will be the members under this? So you have registered nurse, you can have physicians, other professionals, technical employees, non-professionals. Okay, so these could be the various people involved in a hospital when it comes to collective bargaining members. Okay, next we will go to process of collective bargaining or process of CB. So when we say the process, you should have a preparatory phase. First you'll have to prepare, list down, pen down what are the things that has to be rectified or clarified, then discuss. After discuss, you take it as a proposal to the employer. Employee will take this proposal to the employer. Then bargaining phase begins. Okay, then settlement phase. After bargaining, you make certain arguments and you come to the agreement. Okay, and then formalization phase. So here you can make sure that you can get your contract signed, and then enforcement phase. So you can enact according to the agreement that has been made. Okay, so these are the process of CB: preparatory, discussion, proposal, bargaining, settlement, formalization and enforcement phase. Next we will go to CB agents, who are the various people other than the members who are involved. So it is service employees, international union. You have international union, national nurses union, professional and state nurses associations, national union of hospital and healthcare employees of the retail, wholesale and department store union. Okay, so you require all these people. These people can act as an agent. Okay, so when need arises, they can also participate. Okay, so please by heart those. And then you have essential of successful CB. If you want a collective bargaining to be successful, then we have to keep all these essentials in mind. That is, you should have a favorable political climate. So people, they should not do all politics and all. They should be able to understand the need, okay, and should be able to do it. So, so politics, not play politics, that's a sense there, favorable political climate. So each group, either the employers or the employees should not play politics. They should have a favorable climate. See what exactly is the problem, how can we sort out the problem. Okay, that should be the focus. Strong and stable union. So union should be strong and they should be stable. Recognition. So there is certain amount of recognition. So when you say a leader is representing, then they should be recognized. Okay, and the management and the institution has to be recognized. Willingness to give and take. So sacrifice done by both the parties. Okay, negotiators' authority. So we have to respect the authority. So if one person is representing, we cannot say, see how this person is behaving or talking. We should accept their authority when they negotiate, because it is not between students or the higher authority. It is between the workers. So when you work, you are working for the benefit of the management. So because through you, the management also gets benefit. Of course, that's the reason, right? So they might pay you, but your payment could be a small amount or a meager amount for them, because the income that they get will be much more higher, or the profit will be much more higher. So in that case, when you know that the production is more and you are playing an important role, in the production or in the benefit of the institution, you always have, a place to talk. Okay, so negotiators' authority should be recognized, and then fair practices on both the sides, positive attitude rather than a fighting approach. So we should not, as we know, we are doing so much of work and all those things, but when you approach it in a positive way rather than fighting. Okay, so these are the various essential to make it successful. So suddenly if there is an argument that opens up, what happens? Then we will not be able to convey whatever we wanted to convey, and then the negotiation will stop like that. So we have to be very calm. We should be able to put forward our issues and see that our problems are rectified. Okay, next you have obstacles of CB in nursing. So in nursing, what could be an obstacle? So registered nurses who participate in organizing drives could be summarily summarily fired. So sometimes what can happen? So as I told you, if they don't recognize the authority, they can fire that particular nurse. They can say, okay, this person speaks in nursing, everything happened. Okay, so they'll say, okay, this is the person who's talking, fire this person. Okay, then that is remove them from the job. Okay, so these could be obstacle. Employer's reluctance. Hospital could refuse to recognize and bargain with nursing organization. So the institution might not show, or the hospital might not show interest in the bargaining. Multiple unions might be there. So what happens, instead of nurses having one union, there is a division between the group and leaders. Instead of one, they have 4 or 5, then it becomes difficult. Non-recognition, as we have already seen, sometimes the hospital will not recognize or give importance to the leader of the union. Or if the union is very weak, they are not able to put forward any of their requests, they are very weak. Political interferences. Okay, so if other politics like MP or MLA getting involved and stopping from the benefit of the bargaining, it can happen. Inadequate interventions, they might come, they might do the agreement, but if they are not implementing, if they are not putting that into action again, it is a problem. Okay, so these all could be the obstacles of CB in nursing. Okay, next and the last topic, we will go to various advantages and disadvantages. So when we talk about advantages, contract to guide standards, right? So when you put an agreement, it is helpful to guide the standards. Next, participation in decision making process. So we see that voluntarily how a group of people come together for decision making. All union members and management must conform to terms of contract without exception. So when a contract is made, it has to be followed by all the members of the union as well as the employers. Okay, then process exists. That's what happens. That is an advantage. Process exists to question manager's authority if member feels something was done unjustly. So already if a contract is signed, they have believed if they try to change, if the manager or the head of the nursing superintendent or principal, if they try to change, then the employees have got all the rights to ask them, telling that, see, the contract is done and why are you behaving like this? Okay, so these are the various advantages of CB. Next and the last one, we will go to disadvantages. Reduced individuality, because here only one person will be focusing, not all will be recognized. Okay, so it reduces individuality, and then other union members may outvote one's decision. So if they are having many union, again it is a difficult, right? Or even in one group, weak group, what happens? Weak union. If the leader is saying something and people here will be talking something else, they are not agreeing. Okay, they do not have same decision. Okay, it can be a problem. Disputes are not handled with individual and management only, less room for professional judgment. So when they have certain disputes or conflicts with individual or management, without settling the problem, it is not successful. Must pay union dues even if one does not support unionization. Okay, so when they have a union, okay, they make sure, okay, so whatever payment has to be done, okay, it has to be done. Must pay union dues even if one does not support unionization. So certain group union, when they have, there is certain amount of money also that is collected. So even though they don't like it, they should make sure that they pay to remain in a union. Okay, so these are few disadvantages of CB. So today in collective bargaining, we have seen definition and who started it, various objectives, characteristics, collective, process, agents, essentials, obstacles and advantages and disadvantages. So you can go through any doubt, keep it posted. So all these are 5-mark questions, so make sure that you study.